Hi everyone, happy Tuesday. Paige Panzarello here, the Cashflow Chick. And it's been a little while since I've done a Facebook Live. It's been a busy couple of weeks. I've been doing great on keeping myself accountable and working out and doing my transformation, and I'm really having some great success. So I wanted to check in with that, but I really did want to just talk today about some things that I've been hearing about that have been going on. And really it's about choice. A lot of us start out in, especially when we're changing careers or we're going into real estate investing, or we have decided that, we're going to shift something in our lives that maybe puts us in a really uncomfortable place. And we have that thought in our mind. And we know that this is a drive, where we want to go. However, we've decided that we're powerless, or something has happened. We make that shift, and we start to go down that path, and we're powerless. And that's not the case. I mean, we really let our own fear dictate how we choose, and I use that word, choose, how we choose to proceed on a daily basis. It's really important that we go into our own mind and say, I can do this. That is a choice. It's a choice to put ourselves in an uncomfortable position. And if you think about it, I mean, we make choices hundreds of times every single day. We choose to get up in the morning. We choose what kind of breakfast we want to eat. We choose what we want to drink throughout the day. We choose if we want to exercise. We make all of these choices on a subconscious level. We just do it. There isn't any fear there. There isn't any, it's just something that we have learned how to do, even if we're making choices that are uncomfortable. But, understand, when we're making these choices, we're holding on to our own power. That's really what power and control is about choices. And here's the beauty part about choices. They can be undone. So, this whole fear of, gosh, should I do this? Should I not do that? It can, generally speaking, right? Unless you're making illegal choices, in which case might not be able to be undone. But if you're making legal choices, if you're making right choices, if you choose your future, if you choose your own destiny, if you choose to take steps in that direction, if you make a wrong turn somewhere, it can be undone. So why do we always let this fear, inhibit us? Because that's a choice too. And a while ago, I had talked about, listening to that inner voice in your head. And there's a distinction. I really want to make that distinction, because that inner voice in your head that says you shouldn't be doing this, that's intuition. Please listen to that voice. If that voice says you're uncomfortable, there's a reason you don't want to do this deal, or there's a reason you shouldn't go down that road, or there's a reason you shouldn't, put, I don't know, whatever it is, if that inner voice is saying you shouldn't do this, listen to that voice. If the voice is saying you can't do that, please don't listen to that voice. That's fear talking. That's your inner self saying, you're going to put me in an uncomfortable position, and I don't want to be uncomfortable. We default to our comfort, right? So don't listen to that voice. Listen to the voice that says you shouldn't be doing this, because usually that's your intuition telling you right from wrong, number one, or in self-preservation, or it's going to, keep you out of harm's way. The inner voice that says you can't do this, that's the one you want to toss aside and say, yes, I can, because you can. It is a matter of choice. That's all it is. It's a choice. It's a mindset. So, and I deal with this every single day, but I've been hearing a lot about people making wrong choices, people who have made choices to literally sell the same property that they have no rights to sell to many different people. people that have loaned money and abused, that have been abused by somebody who doesn't know what they're doing in their real estate investing, and continues to suck more money out from them, and then, takes away their power. I don't understand how, I challenged myself to live at a much higher level. I challenge myself, and I hope that you do too, to do the right thing and make the right choices. And when you do that, not only can you help yourself, but you're inspiring people to do that. It's contagious, right? People want to be around people that make right choices and that have successes because they're making right choices. So, but again, it gives you control. Your choices give you control. So when I hear people say, well, there's nothing I can do, I'm powerless, there's no control, there's nothing I can do. Well, sure there is. Change your mindset, make a different choice, and then follow through. That gives you the power, and that gives you control. And I, as a person, not only as a person, but as an investor, I really love to help inspire people. I really love to help people get to their financial future. I love to help them achieve their goals. And I often put it out there. It's a choice for me. I don't have to do this. But it's in my heart, and it's a passion for me to help people. And so I choose to throw it out there in every Facebook Live that I do, that if you have questions, please reach out to me. I might not have the answer for you, but I'm certainly going to try, or I'll do my very best to find the answer for you. But that's a choice on your part to reach out to me and ask me that question. I also, I touched on it a little bit. Choices can be reversed. For instance, every opportunity that crosses your desk, you can't possibly take every single one. You're going to pick and choose what's right for you. So that's knowing who you are as an investor. If you're a note investor and you have fix and flips that come across your desk, you might choose not to do those fix and flips, but you could choose to help that wholesaler to find somebody to, another fix and flipper to buy that property, right? That's a choice. You're helping somebody to achieve their goals. And believe me when I tell you, that comes back exponentially. If you're a fix and flipper and you get a note deal, you might not know what to do with a note, but Paige Panzarello, the Cashflow chick, does. So reach out to me, and I might be able to help you capitalize on that too. Those are all choices, but the fear of saying, no, Paige is probably too busy, or no, I can't possibly do that, I don't know about that. We're not born knowing how to fix and flip, right? We learn. We're not born knowing how to work out non-performing notes, but we learn because we educate ourselves, and we make a conscious decision to educate ourselves in that arena. And how we do that is knowing who we are as an investor, right? And again, choices can be undone. For instance, I had a terrific opportunity come across my desk a couple months ago. I mean, fabulous opportunity. And believe it or not, it was to help co-author a book. And I was in the middle of a transition, and I just wasn't in a position at that point in time, right? To take advantage of this opportunity. And I really, really wanted to, but I just was not in a position because of other choices I had made. Well, I have learned to go back and follow up and ask for things that I want. Because if you don't ask for something that you want, you're never going to get it, ever. So you have to ask. People aren't mind readers. So I went back to this particular person and I asked her, I said, please, I thought this opportunity had passed, but I would love to participate. Is there still availability? And darned if there isn't still availability. I'm going to have to be on the ball, and I'm going to have to follow through and do what I say I'm going to do. But she opened up the door for me because I went back to her. I made a choice to go back and ask for what I wanted. And so I'm going to be participating in a fabulous book. And I'll tell you what that is at a later time, but I'm going to help to co-author a book because I was presented with that opportunity. And my hope is to inspire other people to make choices that are going to help them in their financial future, that are going to help them in their life, that are going to help them in their relationships, and to overcome that fear, because fear is the biggest downfall of every situation. Fear in relationships, fear with other people, fear of yourself, fear of not knowing, fear of looking silly. Believe me when I tell you, fear of looking silly. I mean, Facebook Lives for me were really difficult. If you asked me to do a Facebook Live a year ago, I wouldn't have done it. I would have laughed and said, no, I can't do that. I can't do that. And see, that's a choice. I said the word can't. Now I say, I just don't know how. So it's a choice that I made because it is a passion for me to help people. It's a passion for me to help you. So I'm hoping that you'll realize that the choices that we make every day, and we make hundreds of them, that you can change your mind. You can change your mind and do what's right for you, do what's right for your family, make your life better. That is a choice. Sometimes their mountains are bigger hurdles than for you than they might be for others. Sometimes people have a speed bump and you're facing Mount Everest, but it's still a choice. It's still something you can control. And once you take that power, once you take that control, your life is now back in your hands and you can make it exponentially better. And please don't forget to listen to intuition, because sometimes we don't know. Sometimes we think, oh, that sounds great. And we're off on the shiny object syndrome, going down another path. But that inner voice is saying, you shouldn't be doing this. You shouldn't be doing this, right? So listen to that inner voice, but don't listen to the voice that says that you can't. Please don't listen to the voice that says that you can't, because you can do anything you put your mind to. You've heard that saying before. You've absolutely heard that saying before, and we've all used it. So take advantage of it, right? Take advantage of putting your mind to yourself and improving your future, improving your life, improving something that makes you happy. And if you don't know how to do it, reach out to people who do. And don't be fearful of asking that question. As far as I'm concerned, there's no stupid questions, ever. Because if I can help one person just to get over that hump and make Mount Everest look more, like smaller, then I've done what I'm passionate about. And if I can take Mount Everest and make it a speed bump, that's all the better, right? But that's a choice. So make those choices, and choose to do the right thing. Because again, they can be undone. But if you go down the path, the dark path, because you're fearful and you're desperate, and you're doing the wrong things, it's harder to do a U-turn from those. It can be done, but it's harder to do a U-turn, and it affects the lives of other people too. So really pay attention to the choices that you're making, but don't let fear paralyze you. Also, don't let analysis paralysis paralyze you, because that can be paralyzing as well. When you want so much information, or you have too much information and you think, oh, this is too much and I can't do it. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. Don't try and swallow it whole, right? So pay attention to your choices, make good ones. But if you make a mistake, don't be fearful to make a U-turn and say, hey, I made a mistake. That happens all the time. And sometimes you're going to find some difficult choices. We had, in one of the non-performing notes that we bought recently, I I had a really difficult choice to make. This particular, I have we bought this note, and I bought it actually for my mother. And so I had a choice to make when the borrower came to us and said, I want to start making monthly payments. She was about $5,000 in arrears. And my mother was in a situation where she wanted to capitalize on the equity in the securing collateral, right? So I had to choose between a borrower that wanted to make monthly payments and my mother who wanted to capitalize on the equity of the house. I mean, that's why we're investors. We're investors because we want to make a profit. That's okay. That's a choice. There's nothing wrong with wanting to make a profit. And sometimes you have to take off your heart hat and put on your hard hat. And that's what I had to do. That was what this choice came down to, was do I go with, the heartstrings, knowing that this particular borrower has defaulted 4 times already, has had 3 modifications already, has promised to pay over and over and over again, and gave me the sob story? Or do I choose to stand my ground, defend my mother, and protect her interests? Well, you can imagine that I chose my mother. She's my family, of course. And darned if this borrower didn't actually come up with the money for the arrearage. So, we were able to satisfy both needs by me taking off my hard hat and putting on my hard hat. But that's a choice too. I could have chosen to fall for it and say, yes, we can, do these little monthly payments and extend this out for another 5 years. Instead, I chose to protect my mother's interest, and it worked out beautifully for both people, which is terrific. So we created a win-win. So your choices, affect the things, your power and your control. Do what's best for you with, when it's right, Don't make those decisions that you want to steamroll over people. That's not what I'm encouraging you to do. I'm encouraging you to help people, but also, keep in mind that if you are an investor, this is a business. This is a business, and sometimes you have to make those hard choices of when to say, nope, this does not work for me, but I'm going to still treat you with dignity and respect, and we'll come to a solution. And we do those choices every single day, but choose not to let fear paralyze you. Choose to take your control and to take your power and live the life that you want to live. And if you help people to get to to their life and what they want to live, believe me, it comes back to you tenfold. So I just wanted to talk to you about choices today. And let you know that, I am making choices to improve my life. And don't ever feel like it's too late, because it isn't. Clearly, a couple of months ago, like I said, I had that opportunity and I thought it passed me by, and I thought, you know what, I'm just going to reach out just in case and just ask the question. And sure enough, I'm really excited that I'm going to be included and co-authoring this book. So stay tuned and keep a watch for that, but take your power, take your control, make your right choices, and you will see your life unfold in a beautiful new way, and get you to your destination a whole lot faster than if you continue to just live in fear and be paralyzed by it. So choose to make a difference, choose to change, choose to put yourself in an uncomfortable position, and believe it or not, within a very short period of time, you're going to be in a very comfortable position. All right. Wanted to leave you with that thought today. Have a fantastic rest of your day today. Thanks for tuning in. Talk to you soon. And I look forward to seeing you next time. All right. Bye.